With Michael Kuenzler. He's the part owner of All Family Pharmacy. So great to have you on the show today. There's been a big shift lately with President Trump's EOs, with pharmaceutical medications as a whole. More and more people are ditching their local chain pharmacies and switching to you. So what is the appeal of All Family Pharmacy?
Yeah, so we're a freedom-loving conservative pharmacy. We've got, like-minded individuals, like-minded doctors, pharmacists, the whole nine yards, right? Everybody that works here, everybody that we contract out to has a freedom mindset. They want to make sure everybody gets medical freedom. We're not forcing people. We're not forcing drugs, forcing vaccinations. We're allowing people to make the decisions as long as it's safe and effective for them. And I think that's a big piece of why a lot of people are coming to All Family Pharmacy outside of your traditional corporate chain pharmacies or even the physicians, hospitals, and whatnot.
Right. This is more about medical freedom than just certain selling of medications. What does that mean to your pharmacy specifically, and how will delivering this be vital to your customers?
It's huge, right? It's not anything we've seen over the last 4 or 5 years since COVID started. Medical freedom should be in the hands of the patient. They should have a say in their health, right? The medications they're taking, they should have a say in it. Why does a doctor write a prescription for a patient and the insurance says, no, they should take this medication, right? Isn't the doctor supposed to give the patient the medication that they want or that they need? Why should the insurance tell them no? So here at All Family Pharmacy, we allow you to pick the medications without using these insurance companies. We send that off to a physician, a licensed doctor who's licensed within your state of residency. That doctor makes a determination of safety and effectiveness. They also have the consultation with you. So they'll go over certain things. If a medication is denied, on why it's denied, they'll have us contact, or a lot of our patients talk to our pharmacists directly about these medications and what it works for them and what doesn't, and why they should switch. So I think a lot of that has to do with medical freedom and giving the American people, their choice instead of letting the insurance companies choose for them. And, we love that here.
Now, I know that your focus is to keep this low cost while still maintaining high quality care for the patient. How are you able to achieve that?
Yeah, so some of the medications we actually compound ourselves. As long as the FDA allows it, we'll compound those medications. One of the things they don't want us compounding for is for economic reasons. But again, Americans are struggling every day with economical reasons and why they cannot purchase medication. So we're hoping the new FDA director does something about that, because there are pharmacies like All Family Pharmacy, and it doesn't have to be us. It could be your local pharmacy that could compound a specific medication for your need at a much lower cost, right? But they're protected by patents, they're protected by laws. Senators, congressmen, congresswomen, they're protected. And so these drug companies are making billions of dollars off of the everyday American, because we cannot compound certain medications at a much cheaper price. So that is one big thing that we're doing. We also don't work with middlemen. We don't work with insurance companies. People don't know insurance companies charge private independent pharmacies like ourselves a fee to dispense prescriptions. So there's a 12% fee added on top of, or anywhere between 8 and 12%. I'm sure it's higher now. We don't work with insurance companies anymore, so that those fees keep getting tossed around. But when you work with us, you see the price you pay. You have price transparency. If you have a question about it, pick up the phone and give us a call. We offer coupon codes too that help people with these medication costs. Right now, we have a coupon code with basically every conservative advertiser for 20% off. We've increased that by 10%. And that ends, the end of this month. It's something we're encouraging our patients to take advantage of for now and for the future. So we're doing everything we can to cut these costs. And once Donald Trump successfully beats the legislation and gets these drug costs cut even more, we're hoping our prices drop even more. And that would be an amazing thing to do.
And with all these medications and doctors that you work with, is everything needing a prescription, or is there anything that's over the counter that's available?
95% of what we offer needs a prescription. We have over-the-counter supplements that don't require a prescription, traditional supplements people take. But even some of the stuff we're starting to do now, where we're starting to get into the peptides, we're starting to get into these supplements like NAD plus and methylene blue. It is safe and effective to take these medications, but we want you to go through our physicians because we want you to know that that medication will work for you and it's safe for you. You know, NAD plus and methylene blue, people don't know, but there are certain medications like SSRIs that they can't mix them together. They have to take low doses together. It can cause a serotonin overload. So these are things that we encourage our patients to come through us and submit these profiles to our physicians to get the okay. That way they have a peace of mind at home that the medication is going to help them and not going to hurt them. And it's only $20 to do this through our physicians, which is very cheap. You know, you can't even get $20 doctor visit through insurance that you're paying $500 a month for. So we try to make everything cost effective for them.
Some of those copays are outrageous, Michael, and please break that down for us, the NAD plus and the methylene blue. What are these treatments and how can they help your customers and patients when it comes to alleviating specific illnesses?
Yeah, methylene blue is being pushed right now by Robert Kennedy Jr., RFK, and a lot of the conservatives. You'll see it on just about every podcast. They have their own supplement line now with methylene blue. It's that popular. It gives you a nice energy rush. It stimulates the cellular ATP level, so it basically gives you high energy throughout the day. I take it. It's great for cognitive effects. So for your mind, for sharpness, for focus. You know, we as Americans, we need to work. We don't want to sit home. And these medications like methylene blue will help you throughout your workday, be at your top, your sharpest level. NAD plus is the same thing, but NAD plus, we suggest it through an injection route. It's more bioavailable to the body. I just started taking it 2 weeks ago when we received it. And I've informed all of my friends, I've informed family members, and I'm starting to send them to our doctors to make sure it's safe for them. And I'm getting tremendous feedback on it. The energy levels that it's bringing to the human body is something that caffeine can't do alone. And as we get older, we know we start to lose that piece, right? We start to slow down a little bit. And, you know, some Americans can't afford to slow down, especially now with the older population who are stuck on Social Security. They can't afford to slow down. They don't want to lose their mind. Dementia and these neurological problems, it's the real deal. And, you know, neuroprotective properties of methylene blue and NAD plus is huge, right? If we can protect ourselves, protect our short-term memory, protect our long-term memory, I mean, it's something that, you know, money can't buy. It's amazing. So I highly suggest it. Check it out on the website, and you don't even have to buy it through us. I'm pretty sure we're one of the cheapest on the market, and I know that because I've searched every social media profile that sells it. And so I do know that our prices are at the bottom tier, hopefully. And if it's not, give us a call and we'll try to match it.
Now, any side effects with NAD plus or methylene blue?
There's always going to be side effects, right? Like I said, with the serotonin overload, headaches, you know, the most common always are dizziness and nausea. That's caused from an upset stomach from most medications. The methylene blue, you'll see discoloration in your urine. That is just traditional because the drug is actually blue, right? So when you're urinating it out, you're actually urinating out part of that dye, that blue. But that's traditional. There's a whole big list of side effects. If you want all of them, you got to Google it, just like every drug. But again, take it with a grain of salt. Every drug has hundreds of side effects. They have to list it for liability reasons.
Now, to play devil's advocate, some are skeptical of online pharmacies. What would you say to a patient who's looking into all-family pharmacy and why this is the best route for their health care and for being prepared at home?
Yeah, it's a great question. And to be honest with you, we've gotten this since the day we opened. We started doing the online pharmacies about 4 years ago. It was about a year in, and people were calling, why trust you? Why all family pharmacy? Well, we are a real pharmacy. We're a retail location who offers, you know, shipping, mail order. We're like your everyday pharmacy that you go next door to, except we're online. You call us. We have pharmacists available. We have technicians available. All of our medication is real. None of it is fake. None of it is sourced outside of an FDA-approved facility. Everything we do is to the U.S. government regulations. And as we know in the medication world, the U.S. government is at the top when it comes to regulatory for medications, right? We want to make sure there's not that many heavy metals in there. The purity levels are at the highest. There are so much regulations in U.S. medicine. That's why our costs are so insane. It's because we want to make sure everything is safe here. And we work with FDA approved only facilities here in the United States.
That's great to know. And even sometimes now I'll go shopping, and if it says it's not FDA approved, I don't freak out too much, because sometimes we know from all of this, especially with the MAHA movement, that our government prior to the new Donald Trump administration actually allowed some strange things into certain ingredients, especially those red dyes and things that Secretary Kennedy has been against. But finally, Michael, what's next for All Family Pharmacy? Are there any breakthrough medications on the horizon? And are there any big plans that viewers should know about?
Yeah, we want to step into a whole nother realm. We're going to always do ivermectin. We're always going to do hydroxychloroquines and antibiotics, right? That's our bread and butter here. You come to us for those specific reasons. You come to us for your maintenance medications. We're always going to have those available, because that's number one priority, is making sure that you're healthy and that, you're able to wake up and go to work and not have to be sick in bed for 7 days like they told us 4 years ago for COVID. Hide in your room for 7 days. Nobody has time for that. So we're always going to be there for medications that are going to either prevent you from getting sick or help you when you get sick. That's our number one priority. Number two priority is always reaching out and looking at other medications that are available, right? We have other medications that are available. We're looking into the peptides. People are doing some of this anti-aging. We think NAD plus and methylene blue is going to be the next best thing as well when it comes to medications that people need or people are willing to take. We have we're expanding our doctor network, right? We're looking at doing concierge health as well. So a lot of our patients, they come to us because we're cheap. We're cheap in a good way, but we offer these medications at a very low price. But at the same time, you can get a prescription for only $20, when with insurance, it costs you $50 to $75 just to even have a 2-minute conversation with your doctor. So one of the next steps is we're going to look into concierge health, where you can actually have full access to these physicians, anywhere between 8 and 24 hours a day. That is the next step that we're expanding to. It's taking time. We're doing things the right way, as we should. And we're looking into this concierge service, which we think is going to be the future of All Family Pharmacy, where you can fill your medications and then you can pick up the phone or shoot over an email to that physician stating, asking questions about the medications. One of the biggest things that I actually see all the time since COVID started is you walk into the doctor's office, the insurance cut their pay cut in half. So now they have to see double the amount of patients. Instead of getting 15 minutes with your doctor, you're lucky to get 5. How many questions do you have for them? How many questions are actually answered? So we believe that this could be the next step for you in trusting All Family Pharmacy, is actually having access to a doctor when you have these specific questions, not utilizing ChatGPT, not utilizing Google, and not utilizing social media as your source for your everyday medical needs. I think that is the biggest step for us moving forward this summer.
As a cancer survivor, I have to say, Michael, thank you for all you're doing, because I know what this is like, the cost of seeing a doctor, the cost of prescriptions, and really just getting that access, things that government has tried to solve in the past, but you're really on the breakthrough with everything you're doing at All Family Pharmacy. Again, Michael Kuenzler of All Family Pharmacy, co-owner, thank you for sharing your expertise today, and please feel free to come back to RSBN anytime.
Awesome. Thank you so much for having me. And to your viewers out there, don't forget to use the coupon code RSBN20. That is to save 20% off. It's a big savings, and it could be really used. So don't forget that coupon code. And I appreciate you having me on, and we'll chat again soon.